Have you ever read a book, seen a talk, gone to a workshop or seminar, seen a movie and thought to yourself, from now on I'm going to be different. I have all these great intentions of changing myself, changing my behavior the moment I finish. I think we've all had that experience. And then a few weeks or a few months later, we look back and we go, whatever happened to that great change I thought I was going to make in my life, in my work, in my career, in my relationships? Well, the interesting thing is, this is a challenge that all of us face as human beings. Put our intentions into action. Now, the interesting thing is we've done a lot of research over the years on why is there this gap between our intentions and what we actually wind up doing. And I want to share with you 3 things that we've learned about how to close that gap between our good intentions and actually putting things into practice. The first thing is we did some fascinating research where we gave people one simple tool to try to change their behavior. We gave them an index card and asked them to write on that index card a few words that reminded them of the change they wanted to make in their life. It could be something like, I want to eat in a healthier way, I want to be more active or exercise more, I want to be kinder or more generous to others, I want to be more positive, I want to step up and speak up instead of being passive-aggressive and silent, whatever the change might be. What we did was, for a 3-month period, we had people carry that index card around with them and look at it 10 to 12 times a day, nothing else. And we had a control group that didn't do that, that simply said, I'm going to go out and try and, do this thing that I'm motivated to do. The fascinating thing is, at the end of 3 months, what we found was the people who carried the card around were 400% more likely to make a sustainable change in their life or in their work than the people who had no such tool at their disposal. And over time, we discovered that the more cards you have, the better. Put one on your bedside stand, put one in your car, put one on your desk, put one in your purse, put one in your wallet. Literally something that you look at 10 to 12 times a day, because what our brain sees often, it believes to be important, and we slowly navigate towards success. The second thing is that there's some really fascinating research about the role of social support in actually making a change. We know that if a person connects with just one other person who is trying to make similar changes to the ones they're trying to make, and connects with them on a regular basis, daily or weekly, they are 3 times more likely to make a sustainable change than someone who is not connected to someone else trying to make that same change. So if you're trying to make a change in your life, first thing is get a card, write down the thing you're trying to change, a few words, and make sure it's on your radar screen for 3 months. Another idea is to take a picture of that card and make it the faceplate on your iPhone or your smartphone. The second thing is connect with at least one other person and talk to them at least weekly, where you ask how each other is doing. No blame and shame, just how can we learn from each other. But the third thing is the research shows that it is very hard for us to change our behavior as human beings. So that means we have to try a lot longer than we think we do. I'll give you a great example. The average person who quits smoking for good, important step for any human being to take, will have seriously tried to quit smoking 8 to 11 times before they actually quit. 8 to 11 times they will fail before they succeed. Now, what that says to me is sometimes we quit much too soon and we give up on ourselves just because we make a mistake. So here's my advice. Whatever change you're trying to make in your life, if you one day don't do it, let's say I want to be more generous and I'm not generous that day, I want to be more positive and I'm negative that morning, I want to eat healthy but I have that big chocolate cake one night, don't beat yourself up. Just realize change is hard, because when we beat ourselves up, what happens is we quit. Instead of saying, no, a part of the natural learning process for changing our habits is it may take 8 or 11 serious attempts before I can make a real change in my behavior. So with those 3 simple tools, I want to suggest to you, each one of us can close the gap between these great intentions we have and the behavior that we actually want to change, which is the thing that will make a real difference in our life or in our career.